Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome for the class. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Namom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात देश तारिणे हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So we are actually towards the end of this chapter 18, and Krishna very so Krishna means, Krishna more or less has completed the speaking the Bhagavad Gita in the last shloka, that is the 66th shloka, and then from here onwards he started giving the phala shruti from this particular shloka onwards. Generally, in all the Vedic scriptures, the author or the speaker, they give a phala shruti, and or what is the glory of that particular scripture or that particular book in terms of hearing or in terms of speaking again to the masses. So Krishna first talks about the glory by talking about the confidentiality of this knowledge, and how this knowledge is very rare, how this knowledge is very precious. So in this particular shloka he says, idam te na paksakaya na bhaktāya kadāchana na chashrushrushve tvachya na cha mayo yo abhyasuyati. This confidential knowledge may never be explained to those who are not austere or devoted or engaged in devotional service, nor to one who is envious of me. So sometimes, we might just wonder that why is Krishna saying this? But of course, there is some meaning. Whenever Krishna says something, that he has some meaning. He's saying that idam te na ata paksha kayah. So he's saying that do not explain this knowledge or these teachings of the Bhagavad Gita are not to be given to the one who is not austere or who is not sense controlled. So Krishna is telling Arjuna that don't tell this knowledge to these category of people, those who are those who are not austere, those who are not tapasya, tapaskaya, who are not austere, who do not perform austerities, any kind of austerities. And then he is saying that do not speak it to any abhaktaya, one who is not a devotee. And then he is saying that do not give this knowledge to one who is not engaged in devotional service. No. So he's saying that ashushuve, one who is not engaged in devotional service. So this knowledge is not to be given to those people. See, when we say bhaktaya, bhaktaya means the one who has some attitude of devotion. Okay. Whereas that when he's saying over here, Sushrusve, he's saying that one who is not engaged in devotion, it is referring to that activity or the service, right? And then he's saying that Nacha Mam Abhyusuyatihi. So when he's saying that this Abhyusuyati means one who is not uh, envious. Do not speak this knowledge to one who is an envious person, envious to the devotees, envious to Krishna also. So we may think that then who is left only now? Don't speak to this, don't speak to that. So who is left and how many people have these above qualities? And then what is the meaning of this particular verse? Why is Krishna saying that? So see, there are many meanings of this particular verse. Okay, if you see, because Krishna, first and foremost, he's saying that this knowledge, is the most confidential knowledge. So, in general, people can understand a particular knowledge according to their qualification or to their according to their adhikar, right? Because if you see in the 64th shloka over here, he's saying that he's giving the most confidential knowledge. Sarva guhyatam bhuyah. So Krishna's greatest blessing is Krishna himself only. Krishna is giving himself only. Like for example, a parent does not reveal the treasure to small children, right? Thinking that okay, they will misuse the treasure. Similarly, Krishna wants us to grow up, and those who are envious, those who are not devoted, Krishna does not want to reveal this to them. So, even if you see in the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada is also writing that Bhagavad Gita is spoken in public means what? The idea is that everyone can hear it. Right? Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita to everyone. If Krishna wanted it to keep confidential, Krishna would have taken Arjuna completely inside in one room and they both would have done some conversation, right? But Krishna wants this knowledge to be given to everyone, but Krishna wants them to grow up and understand it. Grow up in terms of their mentality, grow up in terms of their attitude, grow up in terms of their maturity and their devotion to Krishna. So when you're devoted to somebody, then you don't envy that person. Right? So Krishna wants that we should have devotion towards him. And the moment we have devotion towards him in terms of any activity, right? When we start serving the Supreme, when we start serving Krishna, then the more we serve Krishna, the more our envious nature reduces. And it will completely be eradicated. Because this envy is the root cause where people can fall even from the spiritual world. So Krishna wants that we should come out of our envious nature by serving him. So that is why if you see the first word, he has said that those who are not austere. So the moment we start becoming austere, see for us austerity is what? Waking up early in the morning, chanting our rounds, reading and doing some Ekadashi vratas, and there are some do's and don'ts which Prabhupada has given. This all comes under austerity. Four regulative principles, this all comes under austerity. Now, why austerity? Because the more we are following these rules and regulations, the more the austere we are, the more we purify our senses. The more we purify our senses, our attitude from an envious person to a non-envious person, it will become. And the more we'll become devoted towards Krishna. We will not envy Krishna. And the more austere we are, then the more we'll feel like doing services also towards Krishna. The more we will become from selfish mentality to selfless mentality towards Krishna. Initially, when people come towards Krishna, then they have some selfish motive when they come to Krishna. But as and when this person will become austere, when he will become, he'll start serving Krishna, then he will definitely understand that what is my relationship with Krishna, and he will not envy Krishna like that. So that is why he's saying that do not give this knowledge to that person who is envious. So why? Because Krishna says that he will not value, like how this child will not value, right? So, like even if one of the child has grown, up, so the father will take that child and he will show the treasury to him. And then the father tells that don't tell it to your brother, to your younger brother, right? Wait till they grow up and till they become mature, then we will show the brothers this particular treasure when they become more mature. So that does not mean that that treasure is not meant for those brothers. It's not that way. It's just that brothers and sisters, of course. It's only that the father wants the children or the brothers and sisters to mature so that they can handle it properly. That's the only meaning. Krishna also wants that only mature people be given this knowledge so that they do not misuse that particular knowledge. They do not twist and turn that particular knowledge out of their own immaturity. So sometimes, even in the Bible, if you see, it is said that do not throw pearls in front of pigs. They will not value it. So what value will those pearls have in front of a pig? The pig will not know also, right? And people will not understand the value of this. They will not understand Krishna's love for them. So they will not understand this message. They will reject this particular message that way. They will not care for it, or they will become more offensive towards Krishna. So these could be the reasons, why it should not be given, that way. So over here, the purpose is not to hide this knowledge. The purpose is to encourage people to grow up and then give it to them when they grow up. When they have some qualification, then you can give that particular knowledge. So when he is saying that idam, this knowledge, it does not mean that all the knowledge, karma yoga, gyan yoga, bhakti yoga, all that, and then it can be given, but like for example, shlokas like sarva dharma parityaja, they should not be told because people will not give up so easily and come, right? They will think that what Krishna is saying, that only worship him. They will think negative about Krishna, and that is why he is saying that this particular confidential knowledge don't give them. You can give them karma yoga, gyan yoga, and all, but this confidential, most confidential knowledge, you don't give them. Okay. So see, Prabhupada is also saying over here, without understanding Krishna from the authority for pure devotee, one should not try to comment on the Bhagavad Gita. So, when we are in parampara, then only there is a right to give that knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to anyone. But if we have not heard from the right sources, from our spiritual masters or in parampara, then we don't have right to give this knowledge. We don't have that adhikar to give this knowledge. Okay. So the next two shlokas, they're going to give us the benefits of teaching the Bhagavad Gita or giving that knowledge, or how this knowledge can be shared, but through proper channels, right? So Krishna says that Ya idam param guhyam madbhaktveshva abhidhyasati bhaktim mai param kritva mameva vyashyastya asamshaya. For one who explains the supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed. And at the end, he will come back to me. So, if somebody is explaining this knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita, maybe one shlok, maybe two shlokas, maybe three shlokas, he's trying to explain it to somebody, then he's saying, Ya, ya idam param guhyam. This supremely confidential knowledge, right? And if somebody is speaking to whom? Mad bhaktveshva abhidhasyati. So he is explaining or he is speaking. And if you are doing this, then what do you get? Bhakti mai param kritva. By doing this, you will be able to perform parabhakti. Parabhakti means transcendental knowledge or transcendental devotion to me. This is what he's saying. And then what will happen? Mameva ishyati asamshaya. So you will definitely come back to me. That of this there is no doubt. Without doubt, you will come back to me. So here there are many significant words if you see, in this. When he's saying Bhaktim Mai Param Kritva. So Param Kritva is, Param like is always transcendental, right? And Krishna has used Para Bhakti also. Very significant, because when he's saying Brahma Bhuta Prasanna Atma na sochati na kanchati sarma sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labhate param. So mad bhaktim labhate param, when he's saying, so when one gets that para bhakti, after one comes to this Brahma Bhuta platform or the Brahman platform, then after that one becomes very equipoised with everything material. Then he will get, this parabhakti. But here in the 68th shloka, Krishna is telling that if you just share this message with everyone, then what will happen? He will get parabhakti. Krishna is guaranteeing that. Whether it's a devotee, non-devotee, you will get parabhakti. So, you will be performing pure devotional service to me, and at the end, you will come back to me. There is no doubt about it. There is no samshaya. So, we will do supremely good to the others. When he's saying this, right? So, that is, we'll be giving them knowledge of pure devotion. And at the end, we will be going back to Krishna. This is what Krishna is saying. So, if you see, when we are preaching, this preaching is a part of my sadhana or a part of our sadhana. By preaching, we will be purified, we will be pleasing Krishna. Krishna will bless us to advance in Krishna consciousness or his own conscious or devotion. So we should not think that, no, I'm not advanced person, or I'm not a knowledgeable person, or not an, I'm not a devotee who's knowledgeable enough, right? Or I'm not a devotee who has spent years in Krishna consciousness, so that I can share, And see, when you share, your knowledge will also increase. by giving Krishna, you get Krishna. So when you're giving the Bhagavad Gita to somebody, or you are speaking that knowledge to somebody, then our knowledge also increases. Like in school, if you remember, uh, when we used to explain a maths concept to somebody, our concepts used to become very pakka. Like I remember in my school, what I used to do is, I used to explain that maths concept to my friends in the long recess. And my concepts used to become more clearer. We were five, six friends. And if somebody does not understand, I used to explain them. And then that's how my maths concepts also became very clear. So when you explain it to somebody, then our concept also becomes clear. So when our knowledge will also deepen more and more. We might have knowledge, but we might have it on the surface level. But then when we start explaining, then we even get that realization, because of course for a period of time, whatever Krishna is actually giving us that knowledge, we're trying to apply it in our life. And then after applying in our life, when we explain it to them, we will get more realizations. So when he's saying mad bhaktvesha abhidhasiti, speak it to my devotees, and he's referring, when he's saying idam, no, he's saying that this is this confidential knowledge, and this should be spoken to my devotees. And devotees, when he's referring, he's saying that these upcoming devotees that are there, those who have just entered, and then you explain them more. Those who are, you can say that those who have devotional inclination, or those who are devotionally minded people. He's saying that. So we cannot speak about Krishna's love to an entirely new crowd. They cannot actually, comprehend this. People who do not know that, okay, God exists, and we cannot tell them that, Krishna's personal features are, he's standing with a, flute in his hand, and three, three bending form, and all these things we cannot tell the new people. We have to go step by step, and we need to explain them that is why we have devas, right? First we tell them the existence of the soul, and then we say how God exists. And that is why the Srila Prabhupada also uh, uh, gives people, initially Prabhupada said make them chant, right? Make them chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. But if you see in Srila Prabhupada's classes, he focuses on the only basics. If you hear Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita classes, they're very basic classes. Or even if Bhagavatam classes, they're very basic. And for the devotees, when he gave them Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. Why he gave Chaitanya Charitamrita within 2 months? All the Bhagavatam purports are there, Chaitanya Charitamrita. And if you see, some Chaitanya Charitamrita purports are very long purports. The initial purports are very long, where Krishna has to establish the greatness of, Prabhupada has to establish the greatness of Krishna. Very long purports he's been given, especially when in the places where Karnodaksha Vishnu's expansion is there, or where he has to explain Nityanand Tattva, Karnodaksha Vishnu's Tattva, or Shirodaksha Vishnu Tattva, Mahashankarshan's Tattva. These are very long purports he has given, explanations he has given. And even in the Krishna book, he's given them so much. So we have to talk to people according to the level, and then bring Krishna closer and closer to them. And new people, if you see, these new people also, they're very potent devotees. So it is a very great service, from our side to Krishna, so that we are forwarding that Krishna's message to these new devotees, those who are favorable towards Krishna. So when he's saying Mad Bhaktveshu Abhijayati, they basically, it's not a restriction, but it's a precaution according to the level of that people. So for bhaktas, when they hear more about Krishna's personal form, their attraction towards Krishna will keep on increasing more and more. And when for neophyte, when we speak about karma yoga, they will gradually rise up from karma to jnana to, bhakti yoga. So Prabhupada's concern was that devotees not only do their sadhana, but preach to other people. That is why he's written these books. That is why the printing press started. Otherwise, he could have, printed some few copies and he would said, okay, now you all chant and you all read and then, But no, the whole movement is based on the preaching movement. If you see in the uh, seven laws that are there, what do we call that? Seven purposes of ISKCON. One of the purposes is to actually propagate this message to the others, right? In that way. So ahead he says, न च तस्मान् मनुष्येषु कश्चिन्मे प्रियकृत्तमः भवित न च मे तस्मादन्य priyataro bhuvihi. So he's saying over there, over here, that there is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more dear. So Krishna is saying that how dear are the devotees who share this message to others. So there'll be nobody dearer to me than this particular person. So among all these human beings, when he's saying na cha tasmad manusheshu, among all these human beings, kaschin me priya krittamah. So there is no one who will be more dear to me than this particular person. Of course, there will be many other persons who are dear to Krishna, but the one who is preaching this knowledge to others, one who is giving this knowledge to others, then that person, he will be more dear to me. There is no servant in this world more dear to me than, one who is explaining. So there can be multiple people who are dear to Krishna, those who are preaching the Bhagavad Gita. Now you see all around the world, there are lakhs and millions of people who are giving this knowledge to others in form of book distribution or teaching the Bhagavad Gita or, just explaining with dioramas, explaining with pictures, even a small child also. He's just showing a book and he's showing pictures. He might not know how to speak also. He does not know the philosophy. But still that little child is also very much dear to Krishna. And then he's saying that Bhavita chana me tasmad. Even in the future, there'll be no more dearer to me. And he's saying that Anya priya taraha bhuvihi. Anyone in this world who is more dear to me. There is no one, any other person no more dearer to me. So sometimes, if you see as a mother or as a, a relative or something, we also promise to someone, I love you so much. I can do anything for you. Then that person will ask something. And then we say, no, I cannot do, that. Maybe in the future I can do that way, like. So Krishna is saying that don't think my statement is a sentimental statement. Even in the future also, there will be no one or there will be anyone who is, more dearer to me than such a devotee. So all the services will be important for Krishna or are important for Krishna. So preachers also need a lot of services from that particular team. So preaching in the broad sense is inspiring other souls to come to Krishna. It may be by action or it may be by words also. Like sometimes, if you see in the temple, you're doing something and somebody really gets inspired. Some outsider who is just a visitor, you're making garlands, and somebody comes and very curiously saying, hey, you're making garlands. Even I want to learn garland. So the service attitude is there in every human being or every living entity. It's just that he needs an opportunity to serve and he will serve. Devotees give an opportunity to that particular person and he instantly starts serving, right? That way. Or somebody is, making somebody is, during Chandan Yatra, if you see, somebody was actually making Chandan paste. So some outsiders used to be very curious. Can I also, make this Chandan paste for the Lord? You should say, come, come, you know. So we are engaging them in Krishna service. And from there, that devotional service starts. So the ability, the tendency, what do you say, the inclination is there to serve. But how devotees will dovetail that inclination towards Krishna, then that is the devotee's art. And how will he, devote? He will dovetail that. Okay, let's go to the next shloka. So, someone may say that, oh, this message is very complicated and I cannot, share this message. Then Krishna will say, okay, at least study this message. So this verse is actually saying that adhyeshyate cha ya imam dharmyam samvadam avyayo jnana yagyena tenaham ishtah syamiti me matihi. Somebody might find it very difficult to preach. So then he's saying, and I declare that he who studies this sacred conversation of ours worships me by his intelligence. So intelligence has its own, what do you say? Intelligence has its own importance, and intelligence can be sharpened by the sword of knowledge. What is that? There is one book of Prabhupada which says that Gyan ki talwar, sword of knowledge. So ignorance can be cut by the sword of knowledge, right? So here he is saying that adheshyate means to study or will study. Chayamam, so one who is studying this particular knowledge. This is it, 70 shloka now, okay. So he's also actually giving the benefits of studying this Bhagavad Gita, okay. And then he's saying that dharmyam samvadam avyoho. So this is a samvad about dharma. Avyo means it is between you and me, right? And those people who study this, then what are they doing? Jnana yagyena tenaham. Jnana yagya means they are worshipping by their knowledge. And tena aham. Tena means by that person, aham or I, So then he's saying that he's worshipping me by his intelligence. Or jnana yagya means sacrifice of knowledge. That way. And then by him, when he's saying that ishtasyam itis me matihi. So he's saying that ishta is like, worshipped. Somebody is worshipping. And then he's saying syam means shall be and or is being worshipped that way. So he's saying this is my opinion. So Krishna is describing that how devotional activity or study of Bhagavad Gita is a devotional activity. So many people think that, Bhagavad Gita is a very philosophical book and we are, only Rasika Bhaktas. So we will relish the pastimes in the Srimad Bhagavatam and the Chaitanya Charitamrita, and we don't want to be Gyanis. But actually, Bhagavad Gita is not for the Gyanis. Krishna is telling that. It is for the devotees only. And Krishna is telling that studying Bhagavad Gita is a form of bhakti. It is a form of worship. Krishna is saying, don't think that worship can be performed only with a lamp or a agarbatti or an incense. No, worship can be performed not just with some gross paraphernalia, but also with subtle paraphernalia, which is our own intelligence. And so when we study Bhagavad Gita, we are worshipping Krishna with our intelligence. So it is a very devotional activity when we are studying. It is a limb of bhakti. It is a very important part or integral part of bhakti. And different people may have different opinion, but this is Krishna's supreme opinion. And yes, but we should have some devotional, inclination towards Krishna for studying this Bhagavad Gita. And there are, scholars who study Bhagavad Gita very much minutely or scrutinizingly, but their disposition is a little anti, you can say, anti-devotional. They're not, they come to Bhagavad Gita with, some preconceived notion, like, the impersonal Brahman, is the highest, and this is what I want to do, and this is what they wanted to prove with the Bhagavad Gita. So here Krishna is telling that such Krishna is not actually talking about such kind of people, the impersonalists or the Mayavadis or the Karmis or Gyanis. He's talking about devotion. So, because if you see in the third chapter also, Krishna said that, those who envy, those who disregard the teachings and who do not follow them regularly, are considered to be bereft of that particular knowledge. They'll be befooled and they will be ruined in their endeavors for that perfection. But those who are devotees and who understand, or those who study the Bhagavad Gita deeply, to understand Krishna and whatever message he is giving, they want to understand it very deeply, then they are worshipping Krishna by their intelligence. And worshipping Krishna by intelligence is also a devotional activity. So, by doing this Bhakti Shastri course, we will study deeply and understand how much Krishna loves us. And by this, our desire to love Krishna will keep on increasing. And in that way, we will be nourishing our own bhakti. Right? So, that way, Krishna is speaking. Okay, let's go to the next shloka. Now, in this next shloka, he is going to speak about the benefits of hearing Bhagavad Gita. If you can't study, then at least hear the Bhagavad Gita. This is what he's trying to say. Shraddhavananu tuyascha shunudaya pi yo narah so api mukta shubhan lokan prapnuyat punya karmanam. So then he's saying that, and one who listens with faith and without envy becomes free from sinful reactions and attains to the auspicious planets where the pious dwell. So Shraddhavan, he's saying that one who listens with faith, with faith and anusuyah, without envy also. This is what he said. So, if somebody is hearing this knowledge with faith and without envy, and sopi mukta, those people will become what? Those people will become liberated. And Subhan Lokan, they will reach where? They will reach the, or they will attain that auspicious planets that way. And they will attain what? Prapnuyat punya karmana. They will attain that abode where these pious people are staying over there, or they are dwelling over there. So, see, Krishna is making very things easy over here for us. What is he doing? That he's saying that if we can't study scrutinizingly, then at least you hear, right? It is like, putting a rope down and down for a person who is fallen in the well. So, like the first option is that take the rope and climb out. But the fallen person says that no, I cannot climb out. So the second option is just hold on to the rope. I will pull it for you. Because sometimes some endeavor from, when he's that endeavor to even hold the rope, that endeavor also that person has to do, one who is drowning. So that other person will say, no, I cannot even hold it. So then that person makes a very loud noise, um, or he can say that, what does he do? He makes one, what do you say, big knot of that rope, like, Fasi jaisa. So he says that at least now you wear this rope, right, onto your waist, and then I will pull you that way. So Krishna is offering his, you can say, Krishna is offering his increasing mercy. If not this, do this. If not this, then do this. Because first he says you share this message. If you can't share, then study it. If you can't study it, then at least hear it. That way. So when he's saying this, Mukta Subhan Lokan. Excuse me, Hare Krishna. He's saying that it is not Swargaloka. Somebody might think that, okay, when the pious people are dwelling, Swargaloka. So, he's talking about you can go to that elevated abode, like, Dhruvaloka. Because in Dhruvaloka, the Dhruv Maharaj is a very pure devotee. And also Lord Vishnu is present. Although his abode is in the material world, it is almost like a spiritual world. And there is association of whom? There is association of Dhruv Maharaj, who is another exalted devotee. And of course, in that loka, there are more other exalted devotees also who have reached Dhruv Loka. So this devotee will advance over there and he will ultimately get liberated. So here Krishna is offering, multiple level of worship, and he's encouraging us somehow or the other to connect with this exalted message that he is giving, and then we can advance and we can turn back to him. This is what he's saying over here. Okay, let's go to the 72nd shloka. Okay. So now, Arjuna is saying, okay, because Lord Krishna is asking Arjuna, Kechit et churutam partha त्वयिकाग्रेण चेतसा कचित् अज्ञान सम्मोह pranatashtaste dhananjaya. O son of Pritha, conqueror of the wealth, have you heard this with an attentive mind? Are your ignorance and illusions now dispelled? Sometimes the teacher asks, nah, everything is clear, no? Have you understood? Or should I explain it again? So, because then that will be, you can say that will be Krishna's, last statement. The next statement will be. So, and of course, Arjuna's also, response will be there, and then, Sanjay will also be, giving his concluding statements as such. So Krishna has spoken this Charam Shloka, the last shloka Krishna is spoken. And but acharyas say that the Charam Shloka is the 66th verse. Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur is saying that has said that Bhagavad Gita is like a treasure, and the middle 6 chapters are the treasure, and it is covered with 2 hard layers. Initial 6 chapters, the Karma Yoga, and the last 6 chapters, the Jnana Yoga. To Bhakti is another layer, but see, in order to attract people, the 2 jewels are kept in the outer layer of this box, you can say. Like a box, you have upper layer, the lower layer, and in between you have this. So when he's saying, manmana bhav mad bhakto or sarva dharma paritteja, this is kept at the outer layer to attract people. These 2 shlokas. And now a serious teacher, okay, you can say that a serious teacher-student discussion, Krishna is concerned, has Arjuna understood this message or not? So Krishna is asking, till now, Arjuna, you were questioning, and Krishna is answering. Now Krishna is questioning to Arjuna that, hey, have you understood everything what I have spoken, or did it go bonkers, or did it go above your mind? So, have you heard it properly? Has your illusion and ignorance been dispelled now? So Krishna is inquiring, that have you heard it attentively? Have you understood it clearly? And Krishna has taken Arjuna into the battlefield, and he converts this battlefield into a classroom. He revealed the kind of knowledge which was, never revealed to anybody. And of course, it will not be even revealed again to anybody. It's like, it's an extraordinary knowledge that he has revealed. And Krishna has raised the consciousness of his student Arjuna to a very, very high level. From a very low level, he has raised that consciousness of Arjuna to a very high level, where Arjuna did not want to fight and he just wanted to put down his weapons and he was completely in stress, and where, immediately, his ignorance, that is why he's saying over here, no, Kechit etat shrutam partha, and sammoha, ajnana and sammoha, the 2, important words over here. So, illusion means actually, when he's saying sammoha, no, so illusion means to not know, and ignorance means to know the wrong. So both are problematic. Galat jankari rakhna, to have the wrong information, or to not know only anything, and both are actually big problem or big danger actually. So he's saying that pranatasya te dhananjaya. So pranatasya means, it is destroyed, it is dispelled. So you are the conqueror of wealth. So have you conquered this particular wealth of the Bhagavad Gita? Or have you conquered this wealth of this wisdom? So Krishna was ready to explain the whole Bhagavad Gita again if he has not understood. This is actually Krishna's compassion on the, living entities. Of course, Arjuna is a very enlightened soul, but it is just playing the part of an ignorant person over there. Okay. So now Arjuna is informing Krishna. This Arjuna is going to say Krishna, and he's informing Krishna of what he has understood. Because Krishna is asking that is your agyana and sammoha dispelled? So Arjuna is saying, Nashta moha smritil labdhva tvat prasadan mayachyutah sthito asmi gata sandeha karishe vachanam tavah. So he's saying that give me a minute, okay? So see, there is something in the Subodhini also which I might have missed. I'm just trying to see. Okay. So what is Arjuna saying? Arjuna said, My dear Krishna, O infallible one, my illusion is gone now. I have regained my memory by your mercy. I am now firm and free from doubt, and I am prepared to act according to your instructions. So he's saying that my illusion has just dispelled, and I'm ready. Now, Arjuna is expanding his what do you say, understanding of his choices, and he's revealing that this Gita is for sadhana and sadhya, both. Gita is both, and uh, he's saying that uh, how his by hearing the Bhagavad Gita, now his illusion, has dispelled. See, when you get knowledge, then your illusion gets dispelled, right? So, uh, and I have regained my memory by your mercy. Now, what does this mean that he has regained his memory? Was it that Arjuna forgot that who I am, and I'm not Arjuna? I forgot that I am a big bowman or an archerer. It was not like that. It's exactly that. What is this memory that he has regained? The memory that he has regained is that because when he had put down his bow and arrow, he had forgotten that he's a Kshatriya and a Kshatriya is supposed to fight. He forgot that I am a soul and I am supposed to serve the supreme cause of the supreme person. He forgot that I'm an instrument in the hands of the Supreme Lord, and the Supreme Lord can make me dance the way He wants to make me dance. And he forgot that I am a Kshatriya who is responsible towards my subjects also, towards dharma also. Because so far, so much of adharma was done, and the Pandavas were tolerating that adharma. So, in that sense, he's saying that I have regained my memory by your mercy. And because now he knows his relationship with Krishna, he knows that I'm an instrument in the hands of Krishna. That is what he is saying, that by your only mercy, I have regained my memory. By your teachings only, I have regained my memory. by your kripa. So if you see, when we are dependent on Krishna, then that mercy will come. But if we are not dependent only, then how will that mercy come? Uh, and that is why, if you see that uh, uh, the jiva, when he transmigrates from one body to the other, he actually loses that memory that he has a connection with Krishna. His eternal relation is with Krishna. He forgets that because there is a covering. There is a covering of the three modes, and there is a covering of Maya and illusionary energy and everything. But when that jiva surrenders to Krishna, by Krishna's mercy, he regains his lost relationship with Krishna again. And then he becomes firm in Krishna consciousness. He becomes free from all the doubts that he has. Am I a soul? Am I a father? Am I a mother? Am I a prime minister? Am I a doctor? He becomes completely free from the doubts. And then he becomes prepared to act according to the instructions of the spiritual master and Krishna. So that is why, if you see in the purport also, the constant position of a living entity represented by Arjuna is that he has to act according to the order of the Supreme Lord. He is meant for self-discipline. And Gopir Bhartur Pad Kamalayo Das Das Anu Das. This is the actual position. But that living entity has forgotten that principle, and he becomes conditioned by the material nature. And that is why the moment he gets this particular knowledge, then his illusion is dispelled. So till the time this particular person has forgotten Krishna, he's in an illusion. But the moment he knows that I have a relation with Krishna, then he will revive his relationship. And Prabhupada over here says that that is the last snare of illusion. And what is the last snare of illusion? The living entity thinks that he is no longer a conditioned soul but God. The moment he thinks that I am God, that is the last snare of Maya. So, to get rid of this Maya, we have to understand Krishna and agree to act according to his order. And there's another word called moha over here. Moha means only what? That opposite to knowledge. One who does not know, right? And actually, real knowledge is understanding that every living being is the eternal servant, the Gopir Vartur. So, to overcome this moha also, you require the mercy of Krishna, the mercy of a pure devotee. And then, when that illusion is over, then we know that I have to serve Krishna, I am meant to serve Krishna. Then we'll follow the orders also of Krishna. That's what Arjuna is doing. He's saying that I am ready to follow your instructions. I am ready to do anything now, whatever you say. Because now I am firm and I am free from all the doubts. And then he picks up, his bow and arrow and he starts fighting. So now, from here onwards, Sanjay is giving his realizations. Okay. And when Sanjay is giving his realizations, because see, Sanjay has heard the whole Bhagavad Gita. Sanjay was the person who was actually re-repeating this whole Bhagavad Gita to whom? To Dhritarashtra. Right? So, in that sense, Sanjay has also heard. He's also a recipient of this Bhagavad Gita. So, what is Sanjay saying? Hmm. Sanjay uvacha ityaham vasudevasya parthasya cha mahatmana samvadam idam ashrausam adbhutam roma harshanam. This samvad is adbhutam. It is so wonderful. And because it is so wonderful, what is happening? Roma harshanam. My hair is standing on the end. So he's saying, thus I have heard the conversation of two great souls, Krishna and Arjuna. And so wonderful is that message that my hair is standing on end. So see what he's saying, that iti aham vasudeva, between vasudevasya, between Krishna and Parthasya, between Vasudeva and Parth, between Krishna and Arjuna, right? And then he's saying that, see, somebody might think that Mahabharata is, narrated by Vaishampan Rishi to Janmijay, who is the son of Parishit Maharaj. He is the great grandson of Arjuna. So within Mahabharata also, actually, Sanjay is narrating this Samvad to whom? To Dhritarashtra. So there is a conversation between Dhritarashtra and Sanjay has started in the Bhagavad Gita. With first question, no? Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetra. What happened? And now Sanjay is answering that this beautiful conversation took place. This whole conversation he is repeating. Whatever Krishna and Arjuna is doing, he is repeating it to Dhritarashtra. So this word Mahatmanah, this great soul, is used by Krishna and Sanjay, both to refer to the devotees, right? Sanjay has used this word to address Krishna and Arjuna both. Because see, Krishna also says, na, Mahatmanastu mam partha daivam prakriti ashritah. What is that? Bhajanti ananya manaso gyatva bhutadin avyayam. And then even in the, because in the 9th chapter this is spoken. And again in the 7th chapter also he had spoken, where he says, Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavasmat prapadyante Vasudeva sarvaiti samatma sudurlabha. So Krishna is, we all are Atmas, but Krishna is Mahan Atma. Maha Atma. And of this there is, of course, there is no doubt, because he is a surrendered, and even Arjuna is, a great soul. Krishna is Mahatma, definitely is the greatest soul. But even this Mahatmana, even Arjuna himself is a great soul. Because why is he a great soul? Why do we say that all these sannyasis are very great souls? They are Paramhamsas, they are Mahabhagavatas. Because they have surrendered to the will of Krishna. They have surrendered to the will of Srila Prabhupada. That is why we call them Mahatmas, Mahatma, right? So, and then he's saying, Samvadam idam ashrum. So, Ashrosam, I have heard this, and I have done Shravanam also, right? I have heard this Samvad, and this is a very extraordinary Samvad, it's very amazing. And after hearing this whole Bhagavad Gita, what is happening to me? My hair is standing on my end. Roma Harsha. Hai. So, earlier Arjun said that it was Roma Harsha. Because it was because of fear. And now, it is out of ecstasy. Roma Harshanam. So, Arjuna was fearful initially. But now he is not fearful. Or Sanjay was fearful. But now he is not fearful. This is what he is telling Dhritarashtra. Then ahead he is saying, very nice, there's a very wonderful shloka. He's saying that Vyasa prasadascha shrutavan etat goyam aham param yogam yogeshwarat Krishnat sakshat kathayano swayam. So he's saying that by mercy of Vyas, I have heard these most confidential talks directly from the master of all mysticism, Krishna, who was speaking personally to Arjuna. So, how he has heard it is actually described. Okay, he's saying Vyasa Prasadat Shrutvan Etat Guhyam. So, by the mercy of Srila Vyasdev, I have heard it. See, it was not only vision, because Sanjay had got that vision, but the comprehension that was provided by Vyasadev. Sanjay was not only able to see what was happening or what is happening in the battlefield, but it was also he was also able to understand it. So he has said that etat guhyam aham param. He's using the same word which Krishna has used in the 64th shloka. Sarva guhyatamam bhuya shrunu me param vacha. So what is this speciality of this particular knowledge that has been given by Krishna? It is guhyam param, you know. And then he's saying that what is that? Sakshat kathayam swayam. Krishna has spoken himself this knowledge, right? Oh, so somebody is not okay, fine. Okay, then he's saying that Atima, please mute yourself. Yeah. So then he's saying that Yogam Yogeshwarat Krishnat. So he's saying that Krishna, who is Yogeshwar, he has himself spoken this knowledge. And how wonderful it is. It is a very rare for the Lord to appear, and it is very rare for the Lord to speak the philosophy. And he's spoken this philosophy so eloquently, so systematically. And even it is rare is to hear it directly from him. So Sanjay had gratitude. Sanjay was thinking it is his good fortune that he's hearing that same knowledge, same time, what knowledge is being given to Arjuna, that same knowledge is being given to me also over here. So then he's saying that, and if you see even in Prabhupada's purport also, Prabhupada is saying that if one does not come to the disciplic succession, he cannot hear Krishna. You know, anybody, no, just a minute, okay? If one does not come to disciplic succession, he cannot hear Krishna. Knowledge is always imperfect, at least as far as understanding the Bhagavad Gita, right? No, please don't unmute yourselves. Matsyendra Prabhu, please don't unmute yourself. Okay. Then what is he saying? Let's go to the next shloka. Okay, so then he's saying that this is Sanjay speaking, okay? He's saying that Rajana samsrutya samsrutyam samvadamidam adbhutam Keshavarjuna yo punyam hrishyami cha muhurmuhu. He's saying, O king, as I repeatedly recall this wondrous and holy dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, I take pleasure, being thrilled at every moment. So Sanjay is saying that I'm very much thrilled at every moment. And because I'm remembering the message again and again, samsritya, I'm remembering it again and again, right? And this samvadam is adbhutam. Why? Because Keshava Arjuna Punyam Rishyami. I am taking the pleasure of this auspicious conversation by remembering it again and again. And I'm thrilled, Rishyami. I'm very much thrilled that I'm taking this pleasure of this conversation again and again. And if you see, Prabhupada is saying that the result of Krishna consciousness is that one becomes increasingly enlightened and he enjoys life with a thrill, not only for some time but for every moment. So if you see, we devotees also, we are thrilled, no? Every day we want to chant, every day we want to go to the temple, every day, is a thrill for us. It's not that, oh, again tomorrow morning, wake up at 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, chant around, read Bhagavad Gita. No. Every time we are excited, we are thrilled to associate with devotees. Now, tomorrow is Rath Yatra in many of the cities of, India. Now, there'll be Rath Yatra. Everybody's thrilled. Yeah, tomorrow, everybody will be doing their respective services in what they are expert with. Somebody is expert with cooking, he'll be doing cooking. Somebody is expert with cleaning, he'll be doing cleaning. Somebody is expert with garland making. Somebody is expert with managing. He'll be managing. He's in an anxiety. Oh, tomorrow is Rath Yatra. I hope everything falls in its place. Somebody is expert in distributing prasadam. He's distributing prasadam. Somebody is good in taking care of the children. He will be taking good care of the children in one whole bus in the Rath Yatra. Somebody is expert in doing book distribution. He'll be doing books distributing. He'll be excited for distributing books. He'll be excited to distribute his knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita. So, for us, leisure is for the Krishna conscious devotees, the leisure is going from one thrill to another thrill. Like I always say, okay, so we have Rath Yatra tomorrow, right? Then we'll have, after this month, we'll be having Ekadashi coming up. We have then Balram Purnima, Jhulan Yatra coming up, or Janmashtami coming up, or Radhashtami coming up. Then later on, we'll be having Sita Navami, and then we'll be having Kartik coming. Then we'll having book distribution coming. Then Pushya Abhishek, Nityanand Trayadashi, Gaur Purnim. So from one thrilling activity or one meaningful activity, we are moving to another meaningful activity. So for us, leisure is only this, serving Krishna 24/7, or from one meaningful activity to going to another meaningful activity. For us, this is only the leisure for us, right? So this is what he's saying. Okay, let's go to the next shloka. This is the 77th shloka. Then he's saying that, because see, Sanjay is saying, I will repeatedly recall this. And he's saying, I will remember the beautiful form of Krishna again and again. So then he's saying that, Tacha samsrityam rupam ati adgutam hare vismayo he mahan rajan rishyami cha punha punah. O king, as I remember the wonderful form of Lord Krishna, I am struck with wonder more and more, and I rejoice again and again. So, he's saying that this form is a very extraordinary form. This form means what? Rupam ati adbhutam hare ati adbhutam. So, this form is extraordinary, and actually, he's referring to this Vishwarupa form. The universal form. This is what Prabhupada is saying in the purport. this universal form when it was shown. So he, and this form has been disclosed by Vyasdev to his disciple Sanjay. So he's remembering that extraordinary form that Krishna has shown him. And Vismayo me Mahan Rajan, I am very much astonished. I am immensely astonished by this particular form. And I am wonderstruck by this form. So he's saying Rishyami Puna Punaha. I am very much delighted, I am very jubilant to see that form. So see, people also want to have, freshness in their life, newness in their life. So for that, they do new activities, right? I will do this, I will do this, But ultimately, this pleasure will boil down to some sense gratification or some sense pleasure or eating, sleeping, and defending all that. So ultimately, no new pleasure is there available for that body, or at the body level, it is not available. So there may be superficially some new covering, but ultimately, it is boiling down to eating, sleeping, or some sense pleasure as such. So, to rise above these pleasures, we need to turn towards Krishna again and again. In bhakti, it seems that we are doing some activities constantly, but we get joy, we get newer joy again and again. Because why? Because of the, you can say, newness of Krishna. We are connected to Krishna who is ever fresh. That is why he's called Yogeshwara, That is why he's called as Navina. There's some word, I just forget. But he's ever fresh. And even the devotees relish darshan every day. Every day Krishna is wearing some new clothes, new, this. So, and every day when we take darshan, we are not bored. Oh, again, same Krishna, we are seeing the same features. No, we find something new about Krishna when we are taking darshan. So, Rishyami cha puna puna. In that same way, we remember, Krishna again and again. And in the same way, if we remember the Bhagavad Gita also again and again, the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita again and again, then it can give us thrill. So that same message of Bhagavad Gita has changed Arjuna, but it has not changed Dhritarashtra. Why? Because Arjuna was submissive and Dhritarashtra was inquisitive, but he was attached and he was biased. So, and Sanjay is also there. So Sanjay was relishing, he was thrilled, and Dhritarashtra did not change at all. So, the preacher should be thrilled, whatever may be the result, whether the audience has accepted, not accepted, that person has accepted the book, not purchasing the book, but he should be thrilled. That is, Prabhupada says, no, that my books are sold by the enthusiasm of the devotees. Devotees are thrilled to give books away, and sometimes it is not. Then Krishna has his own plans. So when Krishna in the 4th chapter also, when he says Tadvidi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Seva, when he's saying Pranipatena and Pranipratnena, both are described right over there. So when we are attached temporarily, there is a lightning of wisdom. And then again there will be darkness. So our goal is actually not to become popular or, productivity or something like that. Our goal is actually to purify ourselves. It's not like that, oh, I'm giving big pravachan, I'm being giving big classes, and people will, clap, and people will, say wah to me, and very nice and very good. No, it is for my own purification. Let me purify myself. So it's not an external result of popularity, but it is an inner purity. The focus is much more on inner purity. And if we focus too much on external, results, then we may be saddened or disheartened also. And when Krishna wants to give us that inner joy, we will not be there to receive that inner joy, because we are too much focusing on that external result, that oh, people will tell me how good a preacher you are, how nice a class you have given. Then we'll miss on that inner purity that way. Okay, so we come to the last shloka, and uh, this is this Sanjay is saying this is an amazing combination of Krishna and Arjuna. So he's saying that Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanurdhara, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir, Dhruva Mat Dhruva Nitir Matir Mamaha. He's saying wherever there is Krishna, the master of mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That is my opinion. So this is whose opinion? This is actually Sanjay's opinion. That wherever there will be Krishna and Arjuna, there will definitely be extraordinary power. There will be, there will be opulence, there will be victory, there will be morality. So wherever there is Bhagavad Gita, there will be definitely all these things there in the present. See, many times if you see where he's saying that Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. So Yoga Ishwaraha. Ishwara means the controller, but over here Ishwar is what? Master also. One who is expert. Okay. So Ishwara of what? Mysticism, yoga. Wherever there will be the Ishwara of mysticism, and Yogeshwar. And who is that Yogeshwar? That Yogeshwar is Lord Krishna. Yatra Partha Dhanurdhara. And whenever there will be Dhanurdharaha, the one who is carrying bow and arrow, right? Partha. Now somebody might say, oh, bow and arrow, even Lord Ram is carrying. Then, so he's saying that no, wherever there will be Arjuna, who is the Dhanurdhara, who is the supreme archer, right? Then what? There will Tatra. Tatra means there. There will certainly be what? Shriya Vijayo. Shri means opulence. Vijay means victory. And Bhutihi, exceptional power. And Dhruva. Now, why is this word Dhruva used? Dhruva means, firmly, determined. Certainly, there will be Niti Mati Mamaha. Now, this is my opinion. And this opinion is not an ordinary opinion of Sanjay. Sanjay has heard the whole Bhagavad Gita and then he has come to this opinion. It's not a very random opinion that he's giving, because this last verse also, if you see, that it is giving a very, because this last verse is giving a very confidential love of Krishna towards his devotees. Initially, this Dhritarashtra was actually blinded, okay? And then because he was blinded, he was asking that, okay, what did the warriors on the Kurukshetra war do? And who will win? Then Sanjay is responding to that concern, that wherever there is the supreme mystic Krishna and the archer, there will definitely be victory. Means Sanjay is declaring that don't worry, where these two people are there, there will be victory. Means these people are going to win. The Kauravas are not going to win in any way. So this statement when he's making, it is telling that a specific statement, he's saying that definitely the Pandavas are only going to win. And this has some universal message also, that because the Gita's message has both specific relevance and it has a physical context also. So uh, Krishna spoke this message when Arjuna had put down his all his bow and arrow and everything, and he was dejected and he was confused and everything. Now, when he's hearing this message of Bhagavad Gita from Krishna, he becomes ready to, discharge his duty and responsibility. And then he picks up the bow and arrow and he says that, Nashta Moha Smriti Labdha, now my, moha and illusion are gone, my ajnana is gone, and I'm ready to fight whatever you want to say, whatever you will say, I will do. So he picked up his bow with conviction and determination. So Arjuna's bow can be actually considered like, or representing our free will. Like, like Arjuna, our life's complexities and perplexities or may be disheartened and it may paralyze us. But like Arjuna, when we hear the message of the Bhagavad Gita or when we hear Krishna's message of love, right, we too can become, energized to face all the challenges of our life, you know. And Krishna's words that are there in this Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna has spoken, Krishna's words will raise our vision from negative moments of lives to some very, merciful intention. And we will see that how Krishna will sail us also. So when we focus on striving to act in a mood of loving service to Krishna, then we'll find a way ahead. Otherwise, we'll always be in darkness of distress only. We'll not come out of this. So this illuminating and empowering result of this loving, message that the Bhagavad Gita is giving is that uh, Krishna has given this message of love for his own uh, children or living entities. So that is why this verse or this last verse that is there, it is actually how Arjuna got transformed from the initial verse to the last verse, how Gita can help us to deal with our life's challenges. Every day we have some or the other challenge. But the moment on a daily, why do you think that Prabhupada gave an instruction, no, that I want my students or disciples to read the Bhagavad Gita daily daily for 1 hour? Because Prabhupada knew that uh, whenever my students will read these, disciples will read this Bhagavad Gita, then only definitely they will have all the opulence of the world. They will be victorious in every act, whatever they do in life. They will have that extraordinary power which nobody will have, na bhuto na bhavishyata, and they will also be moral. When this particular samad. So all these qualities will be imbibed by my students when they read this. So you see in ISKCON, so much of opulence we have. We are feeding so many lakhs and lakhs of people every day. On a daily basis, the temple has, every temple, if you see, has so many expenses. Right from the electricity to, cleaning, to, the dresses of the Lord, to the jewelry of the Lord, to feeding the devotees, to feeding the brahmacharis, taking care of their personal needs and everything. So much opulence is there. It's exactly like one whole kingdom that has been set up. And the king is actually Lord Krishna who is taking care, full of opulence. And whatever activity our devotees will do, with a good heart, they are victorious only. So, any devotee going and starting a center anywhere, or preaching in any village also, or going for any book distribution activity or collection or anything, he will definitely come out to be victorious. Why? Because of that extraordinary power that Krishna bestows to that particular devotee. And he has that morality also. He does not cheat people. He's very honest. He wants to genuinely give Krishna consciousness to people. That is the morality of the devotees. And this is the magic of the Bhagavad Gita. It's everybody says magical, magical, but what is the magic? The moment the Bhagavad Gita goes in the hands of that particular devotee, sorry, for that particular yet to become a devotee, you can say, Prabhupada's magic starts, because actually Prabhupada starts speaking through his purports to that particular person. And he becomes a devotee eventually. If not in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, he will definitely become a devotee. So that is the, mystic power of Krishna, that he can change a atheist to a devotee. He can change a non-devotee into a devotee also. This is his mystic power. And how he does that, it's still a mystery for everybody. Right? Even a meat eater, a cow killer, or the most worst of the worst people have become devotees. The Yavanas, the Chandalas, they have also become devotees. The dog eater has also become a devotee. So this is actually, Prabhupada's mystic and Krishna's mystic, and both in coordination with each other, they are flooding the whole world with the message of Bhagavad Gita. So both, this, endings of the Gita point are the same. Initially, he was stressed and then he became de-stressed. It's a big de-stress knowledge that is being given. Okay, I halt my speech over here. Anybody has any doubts, queries, questions, you all are free to ask. And I hope the message was clear last time that give me a minute, okay? Just give me a minute. Because I had announced in the group also that the examination is on 26th of July. The open book submission and the shloka test will be on 2nd of August. There are 9 shlokas in this particular unit. I hope this message was pretty clear in the WhatsApp group. And I have given the open book questions also in the WhatsApp group. So if somebody has not got it, I hope everybody has read it also. What I am seeing is that, yeah, I think mostly people have read this message. I have to go to the other exchange and see. Yeah, most of the people have read this. Only a couple must have not read them, but most of them have read this. Yeah, most of them have read this. So with this, we come to the end of this Bhagavad Gita. The next book that I'll be starting is The Nectar of Devotion. That is also another big book. But that big book is actually not very, voluminous. 19 chapters, you can say 19 sessions, and we'll complete. Sometimes some sessions will be clubbed. like the first and the second session will be clubbed, or the fifth and the sixth will be clubbed in same, because these are only 1 hour classes, 1 hour, chapters explanation will be there and not much. It's not going to take 2 hours for, a one chapter, not at all. So we might finish maybe in 2-3 months. At least in 12 sessions, we should finish that. Or maximum to maximum, 12, no, not 10 sessions also we can finish it in, right? Because if two in one, then I can finish it in 10 sessions also. So maybe 2.5 months more, and then we finish the Bhagavad Gita, the Nectar of Instruction. Okay. Anybody has any queries, doubts, questions? Okay, if anybody has, you can definitely message me, call me, put a message on the WhatsApp, and you can ask me. प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, हरे कृष्णा हरि बोल।